Hello and welcome back to the STB Racing League here for Season 22 for the Tier 3 French Grand Prix here at the circuit per Paul Ricard. My throat gets a bit funny. Maldi has already retired from the session, which means he's already invalidated his lap time. As we twist around this very twisty section of the first sector, probably the most pointless sector of the track. Wind down now, DRS open. Downforce going to be a big measure to see who gains or loses down this back straight. Down into the chicane now, need to be committed here. If you can get an exit, this curve can be quite inconsistent traction, but generally it's good. Avoid the blue AstroTurf on the left hand side. He's going to lose time by doing that. He's lost a lot. He's already probably lost about half tenth, and he's cut the corner and invalidated his lap time. So that's his race qualifying done. For Matt Maxwell. Now I need to cycle through this very long cycle of cars. Let's so we can going through the third to last corner now as we twist around. Commit as much entry speed as you can through here and get the car slowed down, get it rotated and open up the final corner to get a decent exit, as it's quite a long line to the run to the line. As they cross the line now, side effects looks like he's on to pole position. He is by half a second. Half a second. Side effects are 30.7. I'm pretty sure it was a 30.7 yesterday. I swear to God it was. Honestly, it was 29.7.
That, by the way, Matthew, is Volifex's 6th pole position of.
Just know you're almost never speaking, almost quiet.
Yeah, I know. It's.
I think it's normally because if you connect to the mic, it's obviously just winding itself back up. And he's gone. Anyway. Side effects on pole position for the sprint race. As Yo Alves will be in P2. Jamo will be P3. Cartel Yamaz P4. Chalman P5. Chaos P6. Rafita P7. Matador P8. And deal with P9, so it shows you, even though not the quickest, if you can get the luck together, it will certainly give you some benefits. But obviously the pace will show it in the race. Pirlo also got qualified. Max Kaiwai, new drivers today. Daniel, Elite, and Maldi. And Tendo was Memo was meant to probably join, but I don't know if you can actually join during the sprint and do the race. I don't think that's how it works. But we will see. So waiting for everyone to act. It's a very quick ready up that is. So strategies, obviously as usual, hards to mediums, maybe mediums to hards, but the undercut is a bit powerful around here. Not very powerful, but it is still powerful. Obviously mediums is an option. But I think around here, you think you really want to be on the hards for the start of this race. Alright, sounds like we're doing a solo then. Pistols having a moment. Anyway, we're going straight into this. There's no formation that. Comms will be solo for tonight then, it seems. It's lights out. And away we go. The Williams has a terrible start. Oh, it's formation lap. Oh shit. Oops. That's my bad. I've got to turn the formation lap off. That's my bad. Don't know why my feet is on sauce. Hold on a minute, I should message some in the chat. Hopefully you won't have any issues. If it doesn't, we've had a stroke of luck. That's all cars now one more time, so no instant 5 lights, there we go. That's why I said it, because we've been doing it for the last 2 days with the other, and especially in Austria as well. Formation lapses are for the sprints, because normally it does cause some issues, but hopefully today we won't get any issues with it. It gives me an extra bonus, gives me an extra few minutes to calm down, obviously. So Maldi's got a lot of work to do all the way back in P14. Make sure you guys to get the tyres nice and up to temperature. There's a big gap between the Mercedes and the Haas. Vita's, I think, not able to. He's not. He's getting away pace. He's not quick enough to actually keep up on the formation lap. Maybe he's just trying to be a bit quicker around here and a bit slower else, which is fair enough. But basically, just keep up. But if the cars ahead are doing a very abnormal formation at pace, then I can't complain. As long as you catch up nicely, I think you definitely get some heat into the tyres for this last sector. So obviously, majority of the people on the mediums, apart from Vita, those softs will not make that. The softs will do like 7 laps and they'll be gone. They'll do 7 laps and they will probably get a puncture, unless it's very, very lucky. But those tyres will be dead. The softs are practically pointless around here. Even the 2 softs, like 10 seconds off the pace on soft, mediums. That's how bad they are. But you can't even do the 2 top soft, mediums anyway, because you'll be using the same mediums in the sprint qualifying. Cars. Oh, and Vita's completely fucked up his pit grit. It's just completely gone straight past it. A lot of people are out for that, to be honest. So we are getting Maldi's just come up to the back of the grid now. Oh, no, sorry, it's a leap ping. And oh, sorry, I was thinking we behind Maldi. My bad. But here we go. 3, 4, 5 lights, red lights. It's 5 lights, and away we go. It's Side Effects gets a brilliant start, and so does Gemma. Gemma gets a great start. He's already passed Alvarez, going to turn 1. Here we are, as we've got some cars going 3 wides, if not 4 wides at the back there, as the Haas navigates through the inside of the Williams, as the other cars navigate through the section. McLaren's got past Rafita. And there's a car, Williams and Alfa Romeo off the circuit. Maldi's had a great start, up to P10. Daniel's now looking up the inside of Pirello. I'm sorry, up inside the Matador, and he's got the move done on him. So Daniel's up into P11. Rafita, the softs have not worked out for him, which is the whole reason why he's on the softs. So softs hasn't worked out. So Mercedes off the circuit. That's chaos. Chaos is having a bit of chaos himself. He pushed Max Kawai off the circuit there, and now the McLaren's all over him inside the terrible exit. Leap ping up the inside. No, he's up to thinking about it. Almost gone into the back of him, but that's a big corner cut. Definitely going to get a warning for that. As Jamo has found a way past Side Effects, and that's just Jamo's gone from P3 to P1 in just half a lap before the second sector ends. Wings downfall to be very important to see. Oh, and this is Ferrari's round. Side Effects being spun by Yao Alves, and Maldi's going to be seeing that, thinking, well, I think Side Effects not sure if I was in the party with them, to be honest. Oh, he's going to be caught in the middle of the battle here, and he split the battle up. But it's going to catch him off. He's gone up inside here. He's gone, fuck it. But he's going to be, watch out. He doesn't hit the foul for Red Bull. He's going to be very irritated, he is. As Leap Ping goes through Alves. Alves has also lost lots of time as well from that incident. Toman's actually with the P2. I don't actually know where he started, Toman. So, well. But Elite Ping is still scuffing around the back of the Mercedes at the moment. But Alves, it's not been a good start for the front row here. Both of them now 7th and 12th. Maldi is now into the points as McLaren. That's Daniel Espan at turn 2. Very iconic corner to spin at, especially with that crest going into turn 2. Catches everyone off guard. Gemma leads away and he's got a 1.5 second gap. So the cars that's behind. Toman's just 1.5 seconds behind at the moment, so he needs to try and find some pace here if he wants to try and fight for the victory of the sprint race. As Leap Ping picks up the first penalty of the day. As Pirello thinks just had a moment, dropped him down, so that's Pirello has PRSs, unfortunately. It's very twisty section, it's the sector. I don't really like it, it's very awkward. It's all very like apexes and there's quite long corners. Like more sort of medium length, high speed corners like Japan, where it's a lot more left, right, then just a long left and a long right. So this is why I don't like spoon that much. It's just like I feel like the car just kind of wants to drift wide as the tyres start to the outer temperatures of the tyres just get a bit too hot, and the car just starts to slide temporarily. It's not nice, I don't think. especially when you've got that fast right-hander right after that flat right-hander. It's just the tyres get very warm into that corner. So it's very easy to understeer wide, if not oversteer, if the rear tyres are a bit too warm. So there's no modification there. Daniel and David going side by side through here. Don't see many cars go through here. Oh, it's been pushed wide as it's onto the curb. It's now going to be really fighting with this. It's going to do a bit of a switch move. Try and open its corner. It's actually hit the back of the Williams, giving a bit of a speed boost. The Williams also has DRS as well, but the McLaren is trying to use all his overtake. Unfortunately, that blue tarmac, that blue road, actually slows your car down. It's a very rough surface. It will slow your car down, which it's actually meant to do. It's meant to slow your car down. It's more. It's got a lot more. See, it's using that curve. He's actually losing speed, taking that line. He's hit the Williams again in the back there, so he's obviously happy. He's got to cut the corner here. That's going to be a warning, but he's got the move done. A bit cheeky, that is, not gonna lie. So I got a bit of a scrap here for the wooden spoons. He's got a bit wide there as well. He can't keep it up with these corner cuts and track extends. He's going to get pick up penalties. As Tayman puts fast after the race, I just said Tayman needs to pick up some pace if he wants this win for the sprint, and he's doing so. He's just responding to my message. It's not the commentator's curse, it's the commentator motivator. That worked actually surprisingly too well. I did not think that sounded that good. The commentator motivator. That's actually pretty sweet. I'm actually quite proud about that. Oh, that's probably spelled my face. It's the small things that always get you. Anyway, I am babbling on as Pirelli picks up a 3-second time penalty. It's a bit of a gap to from the bottom 4 to the rest of the grid. They've been flying a lot down there, and they're just not quite at the pace of everyone else here at the moment. Afita's tyres are going to start coming off soon, as Memo has joined, but like I said, I don't know if you can actually join a race after the sprint. I don't think you can. And so I'm interested to see how that works. I don't think it will be able to, because I don't think you can just join the next session. I think the race kind of like layers on into the main race, and it doesn't allow anyone to just pop in. Yeah, it's a very wide line, but Yalvez has just turned in way too early. It's quite a wide entry to that corner has. He's stuck it way too tightly. As he turns in, he's obviously not slowed the car enough for the tighter angle of attack that he needed for that corner. Yeah, it's got DRS. There's more yellow flag. That's Daniel is round. That'll be a great race for him. Second spin of the day. Only like 5 on the sprint. Still got 31 laps to go, or 32 laps to go, including the main race. Like I say, there's no pistol. He's having issues as Mike. He has his usual little rants, and he just has around and he just dips. So I am on the com box myself for tonight. So no shouting pistol for tonight. He always has issues with his controller or his headset. It's one or the other. If his controller's not working, and his mic's good, or his mic's playing up and his controller's good. There's always one issue. Yalva's unable to get past at the moment. Smaldy's now behind his. I wouldn't say his championship rival, but definitely his driver. He's one of his bigger rivals in terms of pace, in terms of who he's fighting for. Williams always seems to push Aston McLaren around. Oh, and they've been slowing each other down here. Smaldy really catches the back of him here. Side effects is just on the back of this as well. It's just a second behind, so side effects is also catching up. So Smaldy's up the inside. Alves through this long and tightening left-hander, and increasing radius corners. Smaldy's just had a poor exit. He's had a little bit of a moment. He's now up the inside here, but he's cut the corner. Be careful there. But he's got the inside here. But when he do a bit of a switchback move, doesn't quite really work as well. Oh, no, he won't. The side effects is right there. Smaldy's trying to switch move, and obviously the Ferrari didn't quite contact with his teammate was there, and they actually ended up losing the position. Smaldy trying to take a wide exit, and side effects. You know what? I'm just sticking back up the inside. Normally inside is normally better if you do that corner. And so Daniel's spun again. It's not the line side effects want to be taken. That would be a warning on his end. There's not much fighting going at the top of the moment. That's why I'm majority in this midfield. The top split spread out at the moment. They're all quite even in pace. No one's really making the moves. EOS doesn't seem to have the pace to really actually close up with the DRS. Side effects still got DRS on Yarves, but doesn't have the straight line speed. I think Yarves just burnt all his battery pack. So you see the red light flashing on this car now. That's going to hurt him. As Maloney just flew past with those lower wings, I'm assuming that he's using. He's just flew past his teammate, and now up into P number 8 once again. So Williams actually going wide here, and obviously now side effects with those bit higher wings. He's trying to take advantage of them by going back up the inside here. Maloney's going to close the gap, and he will continue to hold up P8 for now. Maloney needs to find a way past this Williams quickly. He's got no ERS left, this Williams. This is one chance Maloney can make a move. You got to watch out for that inside, because side effects can do it again. Did you just hit the back of Yarves? I'm pretty sure you just did. DF reopened the side effects with a poor exit there. And Maloney isn't quite close enough to make a move on Yarves yet. But he is gaining, but it's not enough to make a move to turn 1. We'll have to wait for... I think Maloney's maybe got a P6 in the pull guards here, but at the moment it doesn't seem like it's going to be happening. Maloney needs a good exit out of turn 6 here. This turn 4, this is going to turn 5. Needs a good exit here now out of turn 6. Also obviously leads onto turn 7 down to the back straight. So needs a good exit. So we're waiting for these two Ferraris to see what happens if they fly past. Alves hasn't got much ERS left to play with, but neither has Maldi. Maldi's just going to hope that DRS is just going to be enough. Yarves now using his overtake. Maldi's just using a bit of his just to breeze past. He's got the move done on the Williams, and he's up into P7 as Ping has now he's got a penalty, so Maldi's already now in a net P6. Everyone's running quite low on ERS here. Different lines there. Yarves takes what it takes to take what we call the Ferrari line, which they always seem to miss the apex of the first bit of the right hander. So Williams is now trying to protect the inside, stop Perfect from slipping up the inside. Oh, he's almost lost it. And Sandefix can take advantage of this and hasn't been able to make that move. But yeah, as mentioned, the Ferrari normally in real life normally takes a bit more of a wider entry into that right hander, actually misses the apex. And the other cars like the Mercedes and I think the Red Bull was actually taking more of a tighter line. The way was just carry more speed into the corner, whereas Ferrari preferred to just carry more speed throughout the corner. It's just the way the cars worked, I guess. That's why I just compared it to. Obviously, different preferences, different setups. As the Ferrari's got a super good exit. And he's up the inside, but he just has to back out here. It's not an overtaking corner. You have to be ahead in that corner to make the move. If you're behind, you're just going to get cut off. Actually went a bit wide there. Be careful if you give any warnings. So but now he's gained a bit of ERS, Yarves. Both of them have got almost just not quite enough ERS to really do anything at the moment. But DRS should hopefully make it life a bit easier for side effects. He's now going to go up the inside. Doesn't quite have the alongside. Oh, and it's rain. There's rain. So it's going to make this last lap very greasy. That's Daniel picks up another time penalty. It's going to make this last lap very greasy, this rain. So we've got rain again here in France. It's Maldi's now all the back of Elite. And if that was Maldi, I'll just sit behind him. There's no reason. Oh no, the Mercedes go. Actually, no, I don't see why not. The Mercedes just made a mistake. And Yarves just picked up a time penalty. So it's not effect, I think, Elite. Yarves should probably back down from that battle now. But, you know, Chaos has made a mistake. And it's more yellow flags. It's now Span just to put salt to the wounds here. As the track gets a bit greasy here at France for the second time this week. As the McLaren's got the straight line speed to pass the Mercedes. Mercedes got no battery left at all. Brown is breezing through as well. Round outside turn 1, but he's going to back up here. And he's actually cut the corner, Chaos. Remember, Maldi just only has to overtake Chaos because the late ping's got a penalty. So Maldi can get past Chaos. He will get P5. As that gap between Chamberlain and Jamo is now down to 0.4 of a second. Just get on these guys for a bit before those guys are still going through the corners. DRS doesn't seem like he's really close enough. They've both got no battery left at all. He's gaining, he's gaining, he's gaining, he's gaining. Not enough. Back to Maldi, and Maldi's breezing through that lower wings. And through he goes. and he's gone brake later, and he's cut him off, and he's gone for an inside move that was closing. There's a bit of a Perez Russell bit incident there, but I think that was a little bit more questionable. Gemma's got past Choman through this corner on the dying seconds of this race for the sprint, and Gemma's won a final way past Choman. And Choman has lost. Oh no, Choman's got it back. Sorry, they swapped positions momentarily. Choman has actually gained it since he kept the P1. So ignore me. It's me just having a bit of. I haven't really looked at the group here. As Yilmaz holds on for P3 at this time. The track stayed dry just about as the rain comes out for the last couple of laps. Jamo will win the Tier 3 French sprint here in STB. Toman pick up P2. Yilmaz P3. Mad Max will be pick up P4. Melody will pick up a great P5, a great comeback drive after starting last in the qualifying session for the one shot. Side Effects will pick up P6. So both great comebacks there. Quick recovery drives. Chaos will fortunately go from like P4 to like P7 just in the dying laps. Span, and then obviously he would have used all his battery up, made him very, very vulnerable. Rafita somehow managed to do 9 laps, but you can see how much he dropped off in the end. He almost, he dropped off, he was not too far behind Elite Ping at one stage, and he dropped off 9 seconds. Those tires must have just fell off the cliff. Don't you know why it shows the driver of the day for the sprint race? Because there is no driver of the day for the sprint race, is there? Not for what I know. So there is your current point tallies for the moment, so obviously that will change going into the race. As you look for the results there, so Gemma P1, he gets 8 points for this race. Toman P2, Gomez P3, Max P4, Maldy P5, Side Effects P6, Chaos P7, and Elite Ping will pick up the last point in P8. So Fita will be P9. Aves will be P10, disappointing in the end for his race. David will finish P11, Matt will be 12. Daniel P13. I'm very, very unfortunate, very, very tough races of both of these guys at the back here. Pirelli P14. So I think the track flights from like Pirelli spins quite a lot, especially at a track like France. It's very difficult to keep the car on track. Some corners but very tend to bite the rear of your car. But now we will load into the main race. We'll see if Member can actually join the race or not. I don't know if he will. I don't think he will be able to be honest. It is very cloudy though. It is very cloudy. But normally when it starts cloudy, it either gets sunny or it just stays cloudy all race. That's my theory. I'm not sure if he'll be able to be honest. I'm not currently looking at the stream. I'll quickly go onto the stream. We've got 20 seconds to go. As everyone sorts themselves out, any little slight changes they can make to maybe the downforce or maybe to the differential or something. But that's how much you can do, or maybe the tyre pressures. He's in, apparently. Okay, I didn't think you could actually get into the race from after the sprint. That's interesting. He is in. He's back of the grid, so that's very. I didn't know that. So remember, we'll add an extra grid car to the grid into his correct Mercedes. So got an extra car on the grid here. So that's very nice to know. But he is going to be a bit rusty compared to everyone else. He's just joined in. So everyone's already done 9 laps of race practice. But obviously all these hard tyres is new for everyone. No one's been on the hards yet. Everyone's been on the mediums. Let's get all our stuff back up. Get tyres. All on hards apart from Toman. Toman's on mediums. Memo's on softs. That's very interesting. Maybe it's just going to go softs and then pit early for a set of hards as the Haas spins. And Alvarez tags the back of him, might be a penalty, yep, and they're both disqualified. Yep, that'll be Rafita's fault for inability to drive the car properly. And now they're both on cold tyres. Yeah, we'll put them back to 70 degrees, which is a bit shit. If you get disqualified, it should automatically put you on warm tyres, because I think it's just 70 degrees. It takes you a whole lap to get up to a competitive temperature. You know what I mean? As the Mad Max destroys the corner, the little comb on the inside of the left-hander of the chicane. I'll be using this to get some pace into his car. Like I said, I'm not sure why he's on the softs, but obviously all on the hards, so obviously that tells me there's no rain coming anytime soon. Maybe it should be cloudy or race, but that doesn't mean there's going to be no sun in your eyes. Always nice. Don't know why these guys are going so slow. He's on the softs, doesn't want to push him, but Pirel's not actually helping. Sounds like they're going slow. I think these guys are just going really fast. Pirel's not actually going slow on this formation lap. I think everyone's just going really, really fast on this formation lap. I think everyone's just really trying to get temperature on these tyres. Some people rather push it. Chaos has just been done that wrong. I think some people like to push on the formation lap, try and get the temperature in that way, and other people like to try and bring them up slowly and then try and bring a lot of temperature towards the last few seconds, as they all filter into their grid slots now. And Memo is doing donuts. He's already done about destroyed them 10%. That's not allowed. You can't do donuts. So Memo will be picking up a penalty for that. You can't be doing donuts. You're told strictly not to, as the lights are now coming on the grid for the drivers. It's not 5 lights out yet. Now the lights come up on their screen. It's 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Once again here in France, and Jamo picks up a decent start. Terrible start for Yilmaz there. He's dropped a place already, if not maybe 2. Maldi's looking to climb away, as well as Sandfax is also alongside him. Maldi's going to shoot around the outside here, but he's gone too wide. And now leads Sandfax, and the Ferraris are very close as they give it to him. As Williams round, as the car's trying to avoid him, and there might be some more clashes alongside. The Mercedes round, and Williams is now also round. Yalvez has been caught in it. He's had his own mistake and he's got caught in the back there, and he's been, yeah, that was chaos. And Memo's all the way up to P7. Those softs are working very nicely, not if you're making contact with your drivers though. Damn, but those Williams are going to be really quick for his first handful of laps. But like I say, by lap 7, they'll be gone, done. They'll have to go into the hards, go to the end. Maybe it's about maybe get a massive undercut on these guys. Maybe this could be a clutch strategy, but again, he'd be so slow towards the end when everyone else is on mediums. We'll see. Memo's now, Maldi's span at turn 8. Maybe it's been a collision somewhere. Maldi don't cut the corner because you'll get a penalty. But don't come at an angle either. He's come on, but he's dropped down to P10 now. Not good for him. He's now, Sandfax is up to P5. Memo's up to P6 now. Like I said, he did do a donut on the corner. Like I said, he might pick up a qualifying ban or something for that, or a time penalty. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the penalty is because they normally don't get him very often now. Because we told drivers not to do that. I don't know why he would do donuts anyway, because you don't actually warm up tyre, you just basically shredding the tyres up. You do burnouts, you don't do donuts. You know what I mean? Because you want to bring the tyres up slowly. You do a bit of burnout, let the tyres warm up a little bit, and then when they cool down again, do another burnout. He's just doing one long burnout, which is just, especially on those softs, he will destroy them. As Maldi picks up the Matador, it's going to be an easy move for Maldi. Maldi just needs to get back into the groove. I'm sure Imperial will be easy peekings for him. Keep his ERS in check. And Mano's round, so his good start has come to an end. And he is round he goes, and Maldi and Imperial drive past. And because of Mercedes, it's chaos. He's slipped it up the inside of Matador. Matador's actually driving himself deep. And he's actually lost 2 positions of it. And the McLaren's gone up the inside there of the Mercedes, leaping, trying to make a way through. And he's not got past, but no DRS yet. DRS will go up for another lap. As I see Yalvez threading his way through his teammate. Obviously got a lot more pace in these guys. Maldi's just got past Pirlo. Crucial for him. Pirlo's just cut that corner. Memo's now going to try get a repass him on those soft tyres, and you need to take advantage of these tyres while he's got them. But he's already lost 5 seconds from that spin, plus a bit of tyre wear. Yeah, Tomo on those mediums is working well. He's got the lead. He's using his mediums to advantage. He needs to use his time to try and pull a gap it. So when he does go onto the hards, he's got enough gap so Jamo isn't able to catch back up. And he's doing that exactly. He's already pulled almost a 2-second gap in 2 laps here. So great start for the Alpha Tauri. He's got 2 Alpines chasing him down here. Yilmaz just hanging in there, just about within DRS. He just lost it now. We'll see what the gap is coming out of turn 6. He's good last sector. I think he's just got it. Yeah, it's back down to 8-10 to the poor exit. Memo's got a 3-second time penalty. And it's off, his car off, it's Pirlo. He's just cut the corner, he's got a 5-second time penalty. And he's just cut the Williams at McLaren off. And the McLaren's been tagged by Memo. Memo's also round. And the most 8 of and Pierre Carlos almost got round as well. And Pirlo's got another 5-second time penalty. I don't know what the hell is going on here. It was after session. As Chaos now gets past Yao Alves. DRS being proven quite powerful for the Mercedes car. Maybe he's running a bit lower wings. So Maldi got a bit lucky there, and so did Chaos. But I don't know what happened. Something obviously happened before at turn 3, which led to Pirlo cutting the corner. Cut him to him just when he was cutting the corner. But then obviously he didn't rejoin the circuit, and then he was cut off the McLaren. Obviously then the McLaren's then been tagged, and obviously they all went round. And Yarvas has decided to take his own. And there's a lot of track here that you can use. That's not actually the racing track, but it doesn't mean you get to make your own layout. Oh, it's a spin! It's Mad Maxwell. I keep saying Mad Maxwell because the way it looks like. But Mad Max Kawaii, as Maldi goes through, is spanned through turn 2. Obviously, turn 2 is very there's a lot of undulation in that corner. You got a bit of a crest at turn 2. It always catches drivers out, especially if they have a lot more rotational setups. That doesn't seem to keep the car on the track very well, but it catches anyone with any setup really. It's just one of those corners. That's side effects is now on the very back of Yilmaz. There's more yellow flags. It's Jarvis again. He's got the pace, but he does not have. And he's been, I guess, there's another collision with Memo. Memo no softs is not working it. So this soft ain't working for him. He's used those softs. He's just lost a lot of time, lost a lot of tyres, and now he's going to be on the worst of tyres at the end of the race, and he's basically at the back of the grid. Clemens built that gap. He's not really pulled much of a gap in his last 2 laps. The gap's pretty much stabilised around 2 seconds over the course of the last 2 laps here. Well, we'll just look at that instant after the race. Yilmaz now set the fast lap of the race. A bit of DRS and a bit of extra pace being contributed as Tillman picks up a time penalty. His life is just being made a lot more difficult. So when he comes onto those hards, he doesn't have that ability to just hold somebody off if he has to hold on to the position. He's now got to do that on pure pace and give a 3-second gap. As you can see, it is starting to get a bit more sunny here as the cars start to break up. So no rain for the race, not for the moment anyway. Been decent at that race so far, but it's not much action actually happening more. More yellow flags, and that's Yarvis has spun again. He's obviously not learning his lesson. These two just crash again at the same corner, at the same. That's the 3rd time now in a row that they've crashed. I got a feeling Memo's got something to do with this. He's on the soft tyres. I think he's got some overconfidence. Peril did mention about Memo. So Memo's just been too aggressive. I think he's just caused 2 crashes with the same driver. Yeah, I mean, he's caused I think 4 or 5 instances with like 2 drivers. So it's not been not the return I wanted to see. To be honest, I would like to have actually saw what it would have been like without Memo, because all the Memos seem to have done so far has caused incidents for everyone. I don't even know why he's on the softs in the first place. Not gonna lie, it's not the tyre you want to be on the race. It's not the quickest way to do it. The tyres fall off too quickly, and then you have to put on the hards very early on, which only makes your life more difficult at the end of the race. Mad Work now picks up a time penalty after his spin. Side effects now on the back of Yilmaz, but he can't get past because Yilmaz has got DRS on Jamo, but Jamo just doesn't. But Yilmaz just doesn't have the pace to actually close up to Jamo. But Side Effects can't find a way past Yilmaz because Yilmaz still has DRS on him. So Side Effects needs to hope one thing: either Yilmaz catches up to Jamo and they fight it out and he can close up and try and find one way past, or Yilmaz to lose half a second, get out of DRS, and then he can use his DRS to pass the Haas while he hasn't got it and get the move done, and he can try and chase down Jamo. But he just can't fight right now as Maldi's now making a move on the Alpine. It's made its way through, it's pushed the Alpine off the circuit. There's lower wings I think he might be using. It's definitely helping him in that part of the circuit. As Li Ping's got through on Rafita. As Li Ping now is unlocking the back of Matador and he's spinning his way through. Move double, that's a double overtake for Elite there in 2 corners. So very nicely done. Doing that very efficiently. How close he's now to David. You can see he's got more pace in these guys. He's just not had a great race so far, but he's definitely got the pace on these guys. But DRS is he's going to make a move. Not reusing his overtake. I just realised I haven't had all the stuff up this whole time. I wonder why I looked at playing. Always did a clash, and he's got a way through. Bit of tyre clashes for them. Race gap here, fight's definitely getting closer. Yilmaz is now right in the back of Jamo, but he's got no overtake left, he's used it all. Jamo still has 38%, but he's covered off the inside here. Sounds is now slipping right up the inside of him, but he's cut the corner, but he's got the move done. Very good move, a bit cheeky, but he's caught him napping. So this one Yilmaz is thinking, I can get this Alpine. He's suddenly got a Ferrari in front of him now. Obviously, Side Effects used to be known as Young with an X. I never actually knew it was the same person until about halfway through the season, about early in the season, which was there. I don't even know, to be honest. But apparently, it's the same person. Side Effects now looking for another position here, back into P2. He thinks he's got better pace than these guys ahead. And he's showing that. Maldi now needs to catch up on Daniel, but Maldi's a lot further behind now than you would think. He's 7 seconds behind the next cars. 8 seconds. But DRS Side Effects, yeah, it's a bit late for him. Didn't quite get quite close enough to make a move there. Had to back out. Jamo's got plenty of DRS to play with. Going down into straight here. Oh, and that was a lot of closing speed. He actually punted off Jamo there. Starbucks carrying a lot more speed into that corner. Maybe I don't think Starbucks quite takes a like that corner properly. To be honest, he seems to take it a lot more faster, a lot tighter, and it seems to compromise him on the exit. But it does mean it catches other people off guard, taking the wider, more traditional line. Also finding Jarvis fighting his way back through the grid once again. Yeah, flags, and Mad Max is spun again at turn 2. Second time he's spun there now, and it gives Chaos a playmate now, or almost. Salvador's now got past David through turn 3 and 4. Oh, sometimes he got past Jamo. Didn't see that. Just got up from my room for 2 minutes just to turn my light on. Remember, it's now on a set of mediums, so the T-top's not going to work here, unfortunately. It's about 15 seconds slower. But sounds like it's got to move on Jamo, but I'm sure Jamo will not let that go too far from him. Yaman's been a bit bad. Yaman's just been stuck behind him all this time, almost about to get past him. Sunflex then passes him and then passes Jamo. But then again, if you can make the move that quickly, I don't see why Yamas couldn't do that. Now he's on the back of Daniel in the McLaren. Just about a third of the way through the race now. 28 laps to 18 laps to go. Back on board, Jamo. Look how much speed he's got. Look how much speed he's carrying. Wow, and he's right past him. He's got the move back done. So 1 lap is all he needs, and back past he goes. And he had the overtake to do that. That's what I say. Sometimes it's nice to have about 50-60% it's just left to keep it in the tank. So when you do need it, and when you do really think it's really good use for it, you can use it. But if you just hover around 20% all the time, you've got nothing to really use and abuse. As Maldi, that's a Maldi side, sound effects and Jamo side by side through turn, whatever that corner is. And now they're winding up through this long increasing radius corner, and it looks like Jamo's got the position back on side effects. Anyway, he stays ahead of him anyway. Gilmas will have to continue to hold on it. They're not exactly slowing each other down though. The gap's still around 3 seconds, which it has been for the last 4 or 5 laps. So they're not really exactly slowing each other down at the moment, because most of the time it's DRS overtakes. I don't know if Side Effects wants to make a move into here, but he is making a move into here. In turn 1, he's got the move done again. These guys are swapping places like it's no tomorrow. Neither of them can keep their position. Both of them are losing and swapping positions constantly. He gets down 3.5, so that did slow them down. It's tier 1, turn 2. It's going to hurt them. Yeah, flags. It's Red Bull. I think it's Matador. I think having a bit of a spin there. And this time, Starfax has got the gap. Demo's now using a bit of overtake, DRS. So he's not gaining as much now because he had to use more overtake last time. See what I mean? If he had all the overtake he had last lap, he would have probably done it again. Because he didn't have overtake anymore, he wasn't able to gain a lot of speed that he needed for that last time he did it. Maldi's still unable to get past Daniel at the moment. Maybe Maldi can make it up and make places. He can make this move, bit of slipstream, bit of ERS, bit of overtake. He's going to breeze past it. McLaren's got a bit left in the tank as well. He's still got plenty here, Dion actually has. He's got a bit wide though. He's going to take the overtake off. He's gone wide. He's going to give him a warning after that. Well, he's going to be. Oh, that was very, very close. I saw he was carrying more speed than Maldi. He's actually compromised himself. Almost hits in the back. Maldi now he's got a clean air now to the top 4. As Tamer's in the pits. That is a quite early stop. I was expecting maybe lap 12, maybe lap 13, but it obviously wants to get off his mediums a bit more. I think I would have stayed on his mediums a bit longer, trying to optimise the tyres, but maybe the formation lap just takes a little bit of wear out of them. Those tyres will do nicely to the end. Now it's about whether he's got the pace in them, and he needs a really good few laps here to try and bulge a gap. So when these guys pipe for mediums, he's got a comfortable gap to play with. But fortunately for Toman, he's come out right behind Mad Max, just outside DRS as well. So we'll have to find a way past. Well, obviously cold tyres will obviously take an effect to it. So we use this lap to warm its tyres. Try and close up to the back of the Alpine. David's actually retired in the pit lane. He is out. Not sure what for. It was exactly in an incident or anything. So remember, Toman will use this lap to try and get his tyres up to temperature, and then they use the next 2 or 3 laps to really try and get some laps in to try and, like I say, a bit more of a gap. So it's all going to close up for P1 towards the end of this race, especially with that penalty that Toman has got. Daniel's certainly keeping Maldi on his toes here, not letting him breathe. I'm sure Maldi would love just to pull away here, but I think he's probably just dragging him along at the moment. Daniel's actually ended up using a lot of his overtake. He had about 70% earlier. He's used all that trying to keep up with Maldi, but now I think he's going to lose that gap now. He's still got DRS on him at the moment. Toman's still starting to catch back up on Mad Max now, while his tyres now up to temperature. Gap up 2 seconds, just close it back down to 1.5. Maybe we can close that gap down before getting into turn 6. Ooh, look what there, a little bit of a moment there. That's 1.4, I don't think he'll get it on this lap. Certainly next lap, but he really needs to find some good pace here. Got 11 lap fresher tyres compared to everyone at the moment in time. A little bit wide that did, not sure if you get a warning for that. I did to avoid doing that in the first place, so never get them. So he's 3/10 going to use a bit of overtake. He just needs to find it. If he can, as soon as he gets into DRS, it makes his life a lot easier, and he can gain some pace advantage with that DRS. And I kind of wish they added DRS down this straight here and actually have it enabled throughout the corner. I think that'd be quite cool, but I think it'd be quite dangerous at the same time. If you remember Silverstone turn 1, it's actually more of a corner than this, I think. Actually 2 was in 2018, actually kept DRS open all the way for turn 1, turn 2. Quite a silly idea in the end. There's all Marcus Ericsson spin there once with DRS open. So Toman just got in DRS now. He's actually not quite got it yet. He actually gained all his time at the end of the last 2 corners there. But he just set the fast lap of the race, so he's really pushing along. Now he's in the back of Mad Max. He'll try and get his overtake done as quickly as possible. Gained about a second over the course of this last lap. 1 second pace might not be enough at this moment in time, might need more. We'll have DRS for the first time this race. Not close enough yet, I don't think. Max is also using his DRS. It certainly will close up, that's for sure. Mad Max starting to use his DRS. Maybe he's just using it. Maybe I think he might be pitting this lap. Some cars might be pitting now. Which is the pits window is open for these hard runners, I think. At 14 is the first time you can really pit, and Fairfax in the pits. It's actually gone wide. It's picked up a warning. I did the exact same thing, and he's been in the pit lane. There's a double whammy, that is. There's a 37-mile-an-hour pit lane here. I don't think you realise that. It's the first time these guys are making pit stops in this race. And he's picked up 2 penalties. Maldi's also in the pits. Maldi's actually made it grid this time, but Maldi's going to have a little bit of a slow stop here because he's going to pit in. There's always a bit of a delay when you pit the same as time as your teammate. They don't tend to get out of the way instantly. See what I mean? A little bit of a delay. There's a few seconds. Mal just wants to pit at the same time. I don't think you've lost, but you're certainly going to lose about a second. Hammond's now to P4. That's the gap he's got. That's the gap he needs to hold. It's about 4 seconds. Once again, it's Yamaz versus Jamo. This time, it's just these two. This guy's decided to continue from the lap. So a little bit of a small train forming here. Chaos, Elite Ping and Yao Alves. No moves made and done yet. See, these guys should pit now. Chama and Yilmaz. Let's see if these guys come in. The Alpine has cut the corner there. Oh, he's been in the pit lane. I can tell these guys. Do you think these guys will forget? It's a 37-mile-an-hour pit lane. I'm sure Maldi will let him know. But again, it's caught him off. It's a 37-mile-an-hour pit lane here, or 50 kilometers an hour, and it's certainly caught him off guard. And there's no 5-second time penalty. He's coming out of the corner pretty quickly. A set of mediums for the Haas driver. Toman sets the fastest lap of the race. Exactly what he needs. effects now will be on the charge. I think he's actually going to start closing the gap down now. The gap is lower than it was before. I think it'll very quickly go down. These mediums are very quick in this last stint. You see that gap just closing down. It's just getting a tenth through there. It's getting another tenth through there. Another tenth. It's just gained 4 tenths through there alone. That's how much gripper these four tyres are. I think that's all the way down to 3 seconds. I think that's Mad Max who's just spun again. And I think that'll be great for some drivers who obviously was ahead of Toman in the normal stage. Toman, I think, was actually released from him. The gap's stuck to 3.8. Dynamax must have made a mistake. Because the gap was 3 seconds, it's now back up to 3.7. So Toman's got a bit of a little bit of a gap that's been formed that I was expecting. And Maldi guys side by side, these guys have been fighting all race long. Surprised that Daniel's actually just pitted. Daniel's on cold tyres. I think Maldi is actually trying to make his way through here. I think Daniel's actually got more pace than Maldi at the moment. That's how the practice in the new fastest lap of the race. It's about 3 to 4 tenths faster than Toman's lap. But it's gaining more than that. So it's just gained that gets back down to 3 seconds. So Maldi actually sits the fastest lap of the race. But I think Maldi's actually the one catching up to Daniel here, not the other way around. Oh, and Mercedes round. That's no touch of Williams. It's Yat Alvarez spun once again. Maldi will have to hang on for another corner. And Daniel's actually quite close to his teammate here. His teammate's lost a lot of time. He's still on those hard tyres, his teammate is. I think he's just got DRS. He has just got DRS. Not DRS and teammates obviously hanging out for the softs, but you can see how much time he's losing. Being on those hard tyres. And by the time you get on the softs, those softs pace just wear off in a few laps time. So you spent all that time on the hards, losing time, just to go onto the softs, just so they can fall off in about 4 laps time. You have to be very quick. But by the time you've got that time up, the tyres are gone. So you just be falling back again. You saw that with Vita on the sprint race. Softs are not good around here. They're good for about 4 laps, but you just don't get the time back for what they are. See how much time he's gaining. McLaren's actually got a bit dirty here. Maldi's going to be looking to hopefully get advantage of this. Elite Ping's still not coming in. It's too early for the softs. He needs to at least need a couple more laps, but it's really hurting these two right now. Maldi's got a great run. He's got a very great run. He's got DRS and Slipstream, but he also has the McLaren of Daniel. But Daniel's got no overtake left, but he's just got enough straight high speed. And he's outbroke himself, and Maldi's going to do a bit of a strict back here, I think. A bit of overtake, I think, Maldi. Oh, and it's touched! Daniel's really trying to pinch Maldi here. Maldi needs to make a good break in it, and Daniel's actually running himself a bit wide. These guys are really scrapping it out right now. I don't think Maldi's not something Maldi would want to right now. For the moment of time, Maldi's not even going to probably might get a P5 if he's lucky. He's gaining, trying to get into the McLaren. I think that's what he's trying to do. On Daniel's completely almost outbroke himself there. Maldi's going to use whatever he's got left in the tank. Daniel's picking up a time penalty in the process. Oh man, these McLarens are working together, these guys are. Round outside Maldi goes, he's got the better tyres. As hard as he's steamed up the inside. Oh, his hesitator's actually backed off a little bit. Maldi's going to cut in, he's going to turn in on him. Maldi doesn't care. He has got no hesitation for any other driver. Maldi will do what Maldi does and how he wants to, and he will do it. Joe that's nearly fastest lap of the race. That's 6/10 faster than side effects lap. He's absolutely on the flyer. And Miss Maldi's picked up a time penalty now. So Maldi's now picked up a time penalty. So Maldi can no longer have that advantage of those times. Actually, is he on 6 seconds now? Oh god. Not good for Maldi. But yeah, sound effects, that gap is slowly coming down, but I think sound effects doesn't have quite the pace of what Jamo's got. Jamo looking pretty decent at the moment. Jamo's got 5 second time penalty. That might be a retirement. Matt Dawson's a set of softs. It's too early for a set of softs, but Maldi has flew past Manuel and now it's completely out. Maldi's been spun! He's been spun! You shoot right now, they just clearly wasn't being given a gap there. And Daniel was actually spanning around unless he's let him through. But I think Daniel was just spanning himself. So Maldi is probably thinking calmer at this point. And you can give this space has actually been given back by default effectively at the end of the day. So I don't know what Maldi's going to think of that. I bet Maldi's obviously not happy with how that went, but he's certainly not going to be disappointed with the ending result of the positions. Obviously, he can just pick off Elite Ping when he pits. Think about picking this lap he is. And then Memo has left the session. Sound effects actually stopped when you're closing down time anymore. Say that, it's just getting 3/10, but I think Turan just made a mistake. Jamo needs to make a move now if he wants to make his life easier. Because as soon as sound effects gets some DRS, Jamo's life gets a lot more difficult. Just gained a few tenths down the straight. Into chicane now. No real fights going on at the moment, to be honest. The gap between Toman and Tabax is coming down quite a bit now. Now down to 1.1. Doesn't quite have DRS yet, it's just side effects. But I'm sure he will get it next lap. Jamo would have to, I think now would have to play the sitting around game, because unless you can somehow use Toman to back side effects up. He's gone wide. That's going to be a warning on for the Alpine driver for him. And like I say, there's no battles going anymore behind. All that's left is this battle here. It's literally all we've got left. And funny enough, it's for the lead, which it wasn't like the case for the stars. Like I said, I just say these guys were closed down at the end of this race, and Side Effects have picked up DRS. That's going to be crucial, and actually he's losing time. Tillman's got some great shine speed, but he's actually run out of DRS on 0%. Side Effects has just picked up another time penalty. That's, I think, 11 seconds of penalties for the Ferrari driver, and his race has just got from bad to worse. He's now picked up a lot of penalties. Diesel, I'm sure he was meant to be in the first place. Effects, obviously now he's currently in a P4, because remember Cartel Yilmaz is on no penalties at the moment. He's good for at least P3 at the moment. He doesn't seem running in the podium place. For we know, Yilmaz could end up winning this race. I mean, it's a shout if he just needs to pick up his pace. If he can pick up his pace and get behind these drivers, he's on for the win. He just needs to catch up. And he needs to use Toman blocking these guys off to try and close the gap down. The problem is Toman just doesn't have any ERS left. He's got nothing to defend. But he does seem to have good straight line speed regardless. Toman's going to use everything he's got left, but it will come back to bite him later on. See, he's got the straight line speed. He does have the straight line speed. So it'll be difficult for Side Effects to get past, I think. It's going to be very difficult for Side Effects to get past. The gap between Toman and Alex is gaining through here with the extra short line speed he's got. That's going to really help him. I think the idea of Toman is just get ahead and use the low wings to his advantage. But it looks like Side Effects will have to make this move somewhere in a corner. Maybe the last sector is probably the best place to do it, while he's got some gap, some time to try and pull away. Gemma's actually not just lingering on him. I think he's just hitting back here. The gap between Yilmaz is still the same. I think she's just gone past Chaos here on those soft tyres. I'm not sure where Lee Ping was before the stops coming in. Maybe the positions haven't changed, but he's definitely lost a lot of time. I saw somebody else just pick up a time penalty there. Yilmaz has caught up a bit of time here through the second sector. Side Effects is closer, but again, he just does not have the gap. He doesn't have the straight line speed. About the same straight line speeds, maybe a couple miles an hour up Side Effects, but nothing enough to actually gain access with DRS. Toman's just using everything he has. 0%. He's going to be losing 160 horsepower, but 160 horsepower loss is no match for the low wings. Well, that's a big corner cut by Side Effects there. Jamadi just doesn't take that corner properly, doesn't widen the corner off. And Yilmaz is really caught up here in the last in the last lap. He gets down to 1.3. I think Yilmaz is now in a winning position. Who would have thought that? After all that, and Jamad's just gone wide. I'm not sure what happened there. He tapped open the steering. Now we've got a race in our hands with Yilmaz right behind now. Yilmaz, I think he's actually on for a potential victory here. Pure on penalties. Obviously on pace as well. He's actually had the pace to keep up with these guys, but maybe not on track physically. As Gemma is side by side with Side Effects, Toman's actually getting a bit of a breather here. He can actually save a bit of overtake now. Yeah, flag sets Daniel going slow down the pit straight. Regardless, his tactics working for the moment time being. These guys are now scrapping it out now. This is really helping Toman. These mediums, like I say, every lap, these mediums just getting a little bit slower. They're just losing their pace advantage over the course of this lap, over the course of the race. And now, since those mediums are starting to ride a bit faster than hards, those hards are going to come back into play now. As the tyre wear slowly evens out. Which is not good for Yilmaz if he wants that P1, because he needs these guys to stop scrubbing around and close that gap back down again. Tillman might get DRS here at some point, because he's got a car ahead of him. It's an AI, he might close it beforehand. Whether it's AI, he's decided to pitch up to go. I think Taylor might get DRS off this AI here. He will do, make his life a lot easier. He has got DRS. He's just going to bring a massive gap now. Hope the AI doesn't catch him out. No spins yet. Yilmaz is still on the back of this queue. About 2.5 seconds to him and Toman. And we can assume that Toman is on 3-second time penalty. But Yilmaz really needs to, if he can get onto the back of these guys, it just reduces the amount of chance he's going to fall back. But he really needs to keep the pace up at the moment. What he's doing a very good job, Yilmaz. Let's get these guys now. I think fighting. Oh, there's a collision! I just caught it at the last second. Dale seems to cut the corner a bit there. Whether they pushed off or not, I don't know. These guys have a bit of trouble now. I don't know where these guys came from. Maldi's just kind of trundling along on his own pace now. Maldi's a lot further back than I thought he was. 18 seconds. Maldi's going to land a P5 here. But Taylor's, I think, is doing a good job for him. It's definitely stopping Jamo from getting some solid win. But like I say, I think Jamo will get P3, I think, in this race. Well, you actually stay P3 because it will get P2 for offside effects, then he will lose P2 again from Yilmaz. So Jamo, he will start P3 and then P3, but effectively he will go up and down the place. Taman is hanging on beautifully. Those hards are holding off nicely, and these mediums are just struggling. Just now, they've lost their pace advantage as these mediums start to fall off. And I think Taman's done his job nicely, and his job's just got easier and easier as the race has actually gone on. But unfortunately, he might not get the victory. He's fully deserved it. But unfortunately, the penalty is going to bite him in the back here. As you have flags. No! It's Yilmaz! He's gone for a chance of winning the race, and it's just thrown it away. He's lost 9 seconds to these guys, and his race has just gone from winning to losing. It's absolutely unbelievable scenes here at France, and Yilmaz has just thrown away a victory in the dying moments of this race with 1 lap to go, and now the race is on. But I won't actually say the race is on because, like I say, side effects has got a lot more penalties. Jamo now will pick up P2 in this race, I believe, but side effects might still looking to get a physical win here. A lot of curve, that gives me a bit of PTSD, that does. But Simon is just so quick down the straight. Even with DRS, it just doesn't sound. He just uses the overtake at this point, and the pace basically just stabilises. think I was just having a penalty for overtaking Elite Pingit. Toman's done everything he can, and I think now Toman, will now get his race victory now. I think it's fully deserved. Sandefjord picks up another time penalty. I think Yilmaz might still have a podium on his hands here, but it could have been so much more for the Haas driver. It could have been a victory, and he's throwing it away. But to be honest, I'm not too bothered. Toman has fully deserved his victory. He's held off beautifully. He's used the ERS in a very unfashionable, very unusual way to actually give an advantage, and he might actually win this race. Toman P1 for the Tier 3 French Grand Prix. Sound effects will drop to P3. Gemma will be P2. Yilmaz, where would he come out all this? He might be P3 here with all these penalties that Sound Effects has got. It is P3, so Yilmaz picks up a penalty. Sound Effects drops down to out of the podium places as Maldi will come across 20 seconds behind and pick up a solid, I think, P5 in the end. A great result back, but I think considering France is not one of his strongest tracks, I think he'll be satisfactory with it. Not really happy with it, but I think he's going to be content with that. Mad Max has had a few incidents, 3 spins, and he's actually got a 5-second penalty. Daniel actually will pick up P6 in the end. As Williams in the barriers, he's not even crossed the line, has he? He has. Elite Ping will pick up P8. Alves, a very, very poor race from him, P9. It's been full of instances. Avita AI is actually ahead of Matador, who's on 8 lap old halves. But yeah, man, Matador doesn't have any penalties, but well. So waiting for Matador to come around the corner here to finish off the race. And then we'll get on with the podium interviews. And the race is done here at France. It's had its moments. It's been a bit on and off. It certainly did die down in the middle of the race, but it's great to have a fight for the win. Definitely makes it a lot more interesting and a lot more satisfying to watch. But Toman, great drive for him. P1, fully deserved, I think. He's made that strategy work. Very rarely that I think effectively the alternate strategy actually works around most tracks, but he seemed to make it work here. And he's got the win here at France. So great drive for these podium interviews, podium drivers. Try and get some interviews, and I wonder if we can get Toman in as well. If we see if we can get Toman into this comment box recently played with. Let's try and find him, see if we can get Toman in. I'm not sure if he can do interviews or not. I'm going to invite him anyway, see if he joins. But we will start with, obviously, with Gemma first. But first of all, we will go through the race results. We have got Toman. He actually did 9 seconds of penalties? I just realised that. I thought he'd been carrying 3 seconds of penalties the whole race. I forgot Gemma actually had a 5-second time penalty. That was actually a lot more surprising then. So Yilmaz could have definitely won that race in the end. Gemma P2. Obviously with the 5-second time penalty. Yilmaz P3 bottled it on the second to last lap there, lost his victory. Sanifex with P4 lost his podium place. Ismaili P5 in the end. Daniel P6, Mad Max P7, Elite Ping P8, P9 is Alves, Chaos P10, Matador P11, Rafita will be P12, and yeah, that was your finishing results there. Rafita actually was an AI in the end, but we've got Jamo in the party here for an interview, for a quick one here, and obviously I've already heard you say a few words while going through the race results. Obviously you're not happy with the race results then for your positions, obviously included your audio. Obviously not happy with the results in the end there, Gemma?
It turned out better than it was, to be honest. I thought I fucked it with getting the penalties, to be honest. I could have won that without penalties. Just being in the pit lane just cost me completely.
Yeah, you're not being in a driver obviously today or this week that's been caught out because obviously we don't. That's off. That's your only pit stop. You've never done it. You haven't done the race. You haven't done the qualifying to go into the pits, have you? So actually practice it. So obviously 37 mile an hour. It caught you off guard, didn't it? So, but yeah, it's a unfortunate one. But you still
Still points gained though.
you still got some
12
points.
points gained.
Yeah, 12 points gained. No, it's less than that. No.
It's 12. I literally just looked at it.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you sprint race as well? Yeah, that's right. So yeah, 12 points you've gained in Maldi. So that obviously that championship belt is closing
37.
down. Down to 27. So yeah, that is
37.
37.
37.
It's a bit hard with
Yeah.
all the music playing in the background. But yeah, so the championship belt is closing up here. But thank you very much for everyone that's watched this race tonight. Obviously, we'll be back next week for the Belgian Grand Prix. I'm not sure if that's a sprint race. I don't think it is.
It's not.
I don't think it was. But yeah, come back for us
There's
for
one more sprint.
Belgium for next week for Tier 1. Obviously, back in the comment box with Pistol if we can get his headset working and Maldi. So come back for us then. But thank you very much for watching for these very interesting French Grand Prix. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.